Hey, I'm going to make some fried rice. I had just this much of that Mississippi pot roast left over. That's a chuck roast beef. And so really it wasn't enough. It was maybe enough for a sandwich if you chopped it all up. But I just decided to use it as the meat protein in my fried rice. So I've got this on really low. Excuse the oven. I just made breakfast like an hour ago and I just wiped things down a little bit. Anyway, let's turn the light on so you can maybe see better. Yes, now you can see better. So I just wiped out the pan I used for the sausage too. I'm going to heat this up, and you know, I cut it in little pieces. I'm going to take some dehydrated carrots and peas that I had in the pantry. These last for so long. They're good stuff. Put them in a bowl of water, and that'll be the vegetables that I use in here. Well, some of them, peas and carrots. I'm also going to add some mushrooms and some green onions or scallions, whatever you'd like to call it. And leftover breakfast eggs will be the eggs in this. One of my kids is going to make the rice for me in the Instant Pot. He's better at it than I am. So that's how that's going down. Here these are in the water, or in a bowl, and now I'm just going to add cold water to the top, and it'll take no time for these to rehydrate. And I don't put them in until later anyway, so they've got time. Excuse my breakfast dishes. There we go. Now, these will get a stir, and they'll get nice and soft, and as they were before they were dehydrated. I always underestimate how much you get when you rehydrate your dehydrated veggies. That's more than I needed, but it'll be okay. It's not even all the way rehydrated yet. I had to get a bigger bowl. That bowl I had, the water was gone in it. So I put it in this disposable cup and added more water. And so here is the meat that I have, and I might chunk it up even smaller. I know I will. I'll cut even smaller pieces. It burned off all of the fat, you know, burned it off. It melted off all the fat, but it's still in the meat, the flavor. And so, I'm going to use, this is light soy sauce, even though it says it's not. There's 3 of those little s'more bars left. I used jasmine rice, I told you that. There's a little sugar in it, not a lot. And I'm right now cutting up the green onions, and that's probably half a bunch of green onions. And I'll put onion powder in this as well. All right, the rice is on and ready, and so it's on the rice function, and that's why it says auto. I did add a whole bunch. I added the other half because it just didn't look like enough. I'm almost done rehydrating these. I added a good cupful of Bella Bellas, and I just put just a few glugs of soy sauce, and this is, like I said, the low salt. I just put it in this because it's easy to use. And I've added it to this, to the meat, so that it'll have some soy sauce flavor. Okay, so the rice. 7 minutes left on the ice. I unplugged it and we let it just set for 7 minutes. For 10 minutes after it's done on its cycle. Then I'll take it out, I'll put it on a cookie sheet so that it cools down. When it's cooled down, the rice, in my opinion, will absorb the color from the soy sauce. I don't know so much about the flavor, but it looks like a browner rice. When it's hot, it sucks it all in. I don't know where it goes, but it's prettier when it's been cooled a little bit. And really, you're supposed to use leftover rice for fried rice. It's a leftover dish. The dishwasher's on the drying mode. It steams like that. As soon as that's done, I will open it, cool it down, empty it, and put in the rest of this, which is some breakfast that wouldn't fit the first load and some of the fried rice dishes. Mushrooms in. This won't take long at all, just to get them to mix in with the meat. I see I got a little green onion in there. That'll be okay though. I won't season this because there's seasoning already in the meat, and soy sauce has salt, so that's enough. The eggs are in, and I made these small so that they would, go through the whole dish and not just have a big piece of egg here and there. Wanted it to distribute. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't need to be cooked. I'm just mixing them in. As soon as they're mixed, I'm going to cut the heat for the next step. There we go. Rice is done from the Instant Pot. I took it out and flipped it over on the dish I'm going to spread the rice out in. So as soon as it's cool enough to handle the pot a little bit better so I can get the last of it out, I'll start spreading it. Right, it's spread out kind of close to the kitchen window, so maybe we'll get some cool breezes through here and go ahead and let it cool down faster, and then it goes into the pot. Okay, I'm putting this in another pan now. Also, I backed out of my dehydrated vegetables. I didn't like the way they rehydrated, so I just put in some frozen fresh peas. Those will cook right along with everything else and they'll be fine. I'm sorry for the fan. Since I didn't use my dehydrated carrots, I didn't like the way they rehydrated with the peas. I used frozen peas, and now I've taken a fresh carrot and I peeled it, washed it, cut off the ends and the back and all that. It's just one. And then I peeled it kind of thick. Well, not really thick, but not as thin as you would if you were just taking the peel off. Okay, so now I'm going to slice it up in little pieces, throw it in some water, stick it in the microwave, get it a little soft, not all the way, and throw it in with the peas. There we are, just little pieces, and that won't take any time at all in the microwave to parboil. That's no longer the noise of the fan. I turned it off thinking this would help, but now you've got the noise of the microwave. So anyway, I threw in some what did I throw in? Soy sauce to the rice, and now I'm going to mix that all together, and then I'll add this pan. And the last two things I'll add are the carrot and the green onion. Look at this. Look at what I did. What a mess. And then these are done. I just have to empty them. I opened it to cool it off. But really, I already borrowed some dishes out of it. Everything has been added to my fried rice. I've got the heat on right now, just so, something going on with the dog, just so I can, hold on. All right, Miss Joy had a frog in her throat. Anyway, this is done. You can hear it sizzling maybe. And I'm just going to put a lid on it. Oh, if I had water chestnuts, I might use those. I've never done that before, but a lot of people like water chestnuts in their like Asian style food. But really the point of fried rice, I think the reason it's ever, been around is because people use their leftovers, and that's what I did. Well, yeah, I used leftover eggs and leftover pot roast. The peas, the carrots, what else? The mushrooms, those were all new. So there you go. Now don't forget to put a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil, sesame seed oil, and that's what I like, a combo of olive and sesame seed oil.